Alright people, so today we're going to work on our cultural keepsake plan. So here you can see that I have 4 different ideas already drawn. I had 2 places, or 2 things, 2 activities that I wanted to talk about. So I said when I visited Italy, so that's part of my culture, and then after school activities which change based on culture for different people. So for my one visit to Italy, I have 2 different things, both making pasta and seeing Venetian masks. Along with my after-school activities, I also have 2 different things. They're part of the same sport, but notice that they're not just a ball or a bat or something like that. It's actual equipment that I use. So this is a curling stone, and this is a curling broom. So it's not just a circle. It needs to be more complicated than that. All right, so once you have your idea and you're set and you know what you want to do, you pick that one and you're ready to move on. So for me, I'm going to move on with the Venetian mask. So I'm going to take this away, and now it's time for us to start with our canvas. So you guys are going to get a piece of canvas. It's 9 inches by 9 inches wide, and you're actually going to build your cultural keepsake right on top of here. So it won't actually be attached to this, it'll just get stuck to it, and it'll wind up peeling off later on. So, along with this, if you get a piece that has like a fold in it, notice that this, if I have it here, the fold's facing up. All I did was flip it over and make sure that fold was facing down so it's not in my way. So then I'm going to take my template, I'm going to put it right there in the middle, and I'm going to work around, put my hand in the center, and using a Sharpie, and yes, you guys are going to use a Sharpie for this part only, you're going to trace around the template. Notice I can't get to this side, so I'm going to come around, spin it around, and then trace next to it. Make sure when you're using a template, you have your marker directly next to the template, so you're ready to go. Okay, so now I can remove this, and I have the working space that I'm going to work with for my project. So I said that I was going to do the Venetian mask, and so now that I have my plan, I have it next to me, it's ready to go, I can start to sketch it. Now you guys will be using a pencil. I am going to be using a marker so that you can actually see it. So I could sketch it out, and you'll be able to see that you can actually see very easily if you're making short sketchy lines. And I'm going to sketch it out really quickly before I finalize my design, just to make sure I'm happy with it, and then I'll trace it over in a Sharpie. So I'm just working on the tree like this, and because I've already planned it, I have a very good idea and I can work pretty quickly. Then head and nose. And lips. And then I can start to put designs on it. And I can draw textures and patterns in there later. So now that I have that sketched out, I'm going to come around and with just pretty much a solid line, no longer sketching lines, I'm going to outline my design. And it's important that I outline my design so that I can actually see what it is that I'm working on. Just like that. And then once you're done with that, make sure you write your name and your code. But please, please, please write that in pencil, because if you write it in marker, it'll bleed through. Alright guys, I'll show you what to do after this.